Hey kids, today we're going to learn about what it means to be salt and light. Oh, hey.
Wait, did you just say we're salt and light? How do you make yourself bright and salty?
I don't really mean literal salt and light.
Okay, I guess I don't really get it. So there's no way to make myself super bright and illuminate the room around me?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Oh, so I guess I won't be needing these sunglasses.
But you can illuminate the room by sharing Jesus with others. So I don't think you really need those sunglasses for that. In Matthew 5:14 and 6 through 16, it says, "You are the light of the world, a town built on a hill that cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under its bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light so shine before others so that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven."
I think I get it. But what does being salty mean? I thought being salty was being upset at someone. Jesus wants me to be upset at people?
No, absolutely not. We may joke about people getting salty over things they don't like, but when Jesus says we are to be salt, he means something totally different.
Oh, really? Like what does he mean?
So, salt in Jesus' time was used to preserve stuff like food. Without it, things would spoil or go bad.
Oh, so salt made things last longer, like the pretzels.
Absolutely, yes. Yep, just like those pretzels.
I think I'm getting it.
Well, let's talk about our friends Paul and Silas.
Who and who? I don't know them.
Well, you're about to. Paul and Silas were missionaries. One day, they were traveling and came across a woman that could predict the future.
Oh, but how could she do that?
Well, she was influenced by an evil spirit living inside of her.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Yeah, it was. But one day, when Paul and Silas were walking by, they said, "In the name of Jesus Christ, I command you to come out of her."
So Paul and Silas cast the evil spirit out of this woman?
Yep, they sure did. They were being light to a person in darkness.
That's amazing. I think I'm beginning to understand the concept of us being light. I bet everyone was so happy about that.
You would think that, but some people were a little upset with Paul and Silas.
Why would they be upset? It was a very good thing that they did.
Yes, it was, but the people that she worked for were no longer able to make money by telling the future, so they were upset with Paul and Silas, and they actually beat them up and threw them in jail.
What? They didn't do anything wrong though.
True, they were being salt and light to that woman, but sometimes doing the right thing is unpopular. They knew she needed Jesus, and they spoke Jesus' name to her. Her life was changed because of this.
And you mentioned that Paul and Silas were beat up and thrown in jail?
Yep, they were, and they had a guard making sure no one would escape.
I bet. 3, 2, 1. I bet they were really upset.
Yeah, you might think that, especially since people that were thrown into prison were usually in dark places with no bathrooms, so you know it smelled, and they were given practically nothing to eat.
Wow. I didn't realize that being salt and light to people could be so difficult.
Yes, at times it can be, but Jesus promises to be with us through it all. And you know what happens next?
Please say jailbreak.
Well, you're kind of right. At midnight, Paul and Silas were praising the Lord. They were singing hymns, and when all of a sudden God sent a great earthquake, the prison doors opened. Paul and Silas's handcuffs, they came off along with the other prisoners.
Jailbreak!
Sort of. The prison guards saw what had happened and figured out that the prisoners probably escaped. That meant the guard would be killed for allowing people to escape under his watch.
That's horrible.
He was about to take his own life when all of a sudden he heard Paul and Silas say,
Don't harm yourselves. We're all here.
You didn't leave? I don't understand. Why wouldn't you leave? It must be that Jesus guy you speak of. What must I do to be saved?
So, let me get this right. Paul and Silas saved this man's life.
Yeah, but even more importantly, they saved his soul. The guard needed Jesus. Just like the salt preserves food, Jesus preserves us. When we die, it's not the end for us. When we accept who Jesus is, we then get to live with him eternally.
Wow, that's really amazing.
One last thing, the jailer then took Paul and Silas to his house to meet his family.
Whoa, so the guard was exposed to the light, being Paul and Silas, and now the guard got to be the light to his family.
Yep, and it says that the whole family accepted Jesus and they got baptized. They then celebrated it by having a meal together.
Holy cow, I love seeing how God used Paul and Silas to be salt and light to people.
Yeah, it's not always easy to do the right thing. Sometimes we may be made fun of or judged by others, but God still promises to be with us. Paul and Silas didn't become bitter because they were thrown in jail or beat up, and even though that was the right thing to do, that's why they did it.
Instead, they praised God. They were like salt and light. Because of that, many people came to know Jesus.
Yeah, Paul and Silas were amazing. You know what though? We can be just like them too. We can share who Jesus is with people in our life. Jesus changes everything. That's why it's so important for us to be salt and light in people's life. Well, that's all the time we have for this week. Yeti, out.
Wait, don't forget me. Super Magaya, I mean cameraman, out.